The Type-15, or Black Panther light tank, is China's latest armored vehicle to be introduced into service as part of its ambitious modernization program. Compared to their own Type 96 and Type 99 main battle tanks, the Black Panther is lighter, coming up at around 32 tons, with better mobility, speed, and improved performance at high altitude levels with lower oxygen. It is also known that China has especially developed this light tank for plateau combat against neighboring India. Both countries have had territorial disputes for decades, and China has recently deployed this new tank on the Tibetan Plateau, ready to attack at any moment's notice. Modern Chinese tanks. As of 2020, most military analysts estimated that China had a collection of over 7,000 main battle tanks, and that number didn't even consider other armored vehicles from the People's Liberation Army, or PLA. Although impressive, most of these vehicles are outdated versions of Soviet Union-era T-series vehicles, such as the battle-tested T-54 heavy tank, and these aging tanks are no longer fit for modern combat. As such, the Chinese government has spent billions of dollars on new tank technology during the last 2 decades. This tremendous economic and military effort has turned China into an authentic military superpower. One of the latest Chinese innovations is the Type 99, a third-generation main battle tank that replaced the old Type 88. First introduced in 2001, the 51-ton vehicle is equipped with a ZPT-98 smoothbore gun, heavy machine guns, and other classified assets that give it enough firepower to compete with American and Russian tanks. The Type 99 was further improved with the A variant, making it more powerful and heavy while expanding its armament suite and solidifying it as the PLA's main battle tank alongside the T-96. As part of its ambitious tank replacement program, the People's Liberation Army then turned its attention to the outdated Type 62 light tank developed in the 1960s to begin preliminary studies for a new and innovative concept design suited for China's geography. The result would be a light, highly mobile tank, perfectly tailored for the Chinese forests, highlands, and humid regions. It was the Type-15 light tank. A new light tank. Chinese personnel with government ties first spotted the Type-15, or ZTQ-15 light tank in November of 2018. Liu Zhuansun from Global Times reported that 2 scale models were on display at the National Museum of China as part of a grand exhibition to mark the 40th anniversary of the country's reform. Wei Dongshu, a military analyst, later reported that, quote, "The Type-15 is equipped with a 105mm main gun, capable of firing armor-piercing rounds and gun-launched missiles, making its firepower not much inferior to a heavier main battle tank." Although little information had been leaked about China's new light tank, Dongshu pointed out that when compared to the more than 50-ton Type 96 and Type 99 MBTs, the ZBTQ-15 was significantly lighter, weighing about 32 and 35 tons. Other people immediately took to the web to affirm they had spotted Type 15 prototypes painted with naval camouflage at unknown locations across China. Days after the exhibition at the National Museum, the People's Liberation Army officially announced the introduction of the Type-15 to its expanding arsenal of new tanks, and gave some details about the armored vehicle. The Chinese military announced that Type-15 was being developed by Norinco, or China North Industries Group Corporation, and was almost ready for deployment with the People's Liberation Army Navy Marine Corps, also abbreviated as Plan MC in the West. The Type-15s were to be deployed to the Tibetan Plateau, according to a statement released by the Chinese Ministry of Defense. The Black Panther. The Type-15 is also known as the Black Panther and has a length of over 9.2 meters, including its 105mm gun, a width of 3.3 meters, and an approximate height of 2.5 meters. The 105mm rifled gun is compatible with NATO's ammunition of the same caliber and has a range of over 3 kilometers. In addition, it has an automatic bustle-mounted ammunition loading system with 38 rounds. Meanwhile, the spent cases are ejected automatically through a hatch located at the rear of the turret, and the gun is capable of firing different types of shells, such as high-explosive, anti-tank, and armor-piercing rounds. An additional configuration even allows the tank to fire anti-tank guided missiles. The tank's secondary armament comprises a QJT-88 5.8mm coaxial machine gun, a remotely controlled QLZ-04 35mm automatic grenade launcher, and a QJC-88 12.7mm heavy MG. Additionally, the Black Panther is equipped with a laser rangefinder, wind sensor, thermal sights, navigation, and modern fire control systems. The Type-15 also has hunter-killer capabilities that allow the commander to use his panoramic sight to search for hostile targets. Like most Chinese military technology, it has not been tested in actual combat against an opposing force. Engine and armor. The tank's power comes from a 1,000-horsepower electric diesel engine mounted at the rear of the hull, while the transmission is fully automatic. The light tank also features a hydropneumatic suspension with adjustable ground clearance for all-terrain capability. Although the standard Type-15 comes with steel tracks, it can be fitted with rubber pads depending on the desired configuration. The maximum range is over 450 kilometers, but it can be increased by adding external fuel tanks, and its estimated top speed is 70 kilometers per hour, but it can vary according to the terrain. The Type-15 is also air-transportable and can be airdropped from several Chinese aircraft. Recently, the Chinese Defense Ministry announced that the innovative Xi'an Y-20 strategic airlifter would be able to carry 2 Type-15 tanks with relative ease. When it comes to armor, the tank features the latest modular add-on armor kits and can use composite, explosive reactive, or passive armor modules. The hull and the turret are reinforced with cage armor to provide additional protection against rockets and missiles. Fit for high altitudes. China